Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There's a whole bunch of new Spider-Man footage. People believe that it's for Avengers Doomsday, so we will break it all down. It also seems like the entire trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day also just leaked the last couple of days, too. So I'll try to address that as much as possible because Sony seems like they're super banning anybody that even thinks about the trailer. This year, Marvel and Sony are going to pass around the trailer inside a paper bag behind the 7-Eleven. During the actual new footage, it seems like Spider-Man is in the UK, he jumps onto a UK car, and it seems like it's either in the middle of a chase scene or a fight scene, but you notice, zoom and enhance, the license plate says ASM 143 for Amazing Spider-Man 143. In that issue, he actually fought somebody called the Cyclone, who's just like a minor villain, but the bigger thing that happened in that issue is that he meets with Miles Warren the Jackal and sees the Gwen Stacy clone that the Jackal created for the first time, not realizing that she's a clone created by the Jackal. Like, this is all before the big Jackal arc heats up. Since the last Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, there's been a lot of talk about the Jackal because the Jackal beer is on the logo in MJ's party that Spider-Man goes to. So everybody has all these theories about the Jackal being one of the secret villains inside Spider-Man Brand New Day, but they haven't confirmed that yet. A lot of people believe this Spider-Man footage is just reshoots for Avengers Doomsday, and it would mean that Tom Holland is in Avengers Doomsday. People have been wondering which version of Spider-Man it is. Streets have been saying that it's going to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and not Tom Holland's for some reason that will be made clear at the end of Brand New Day, and there was seemingly a toy of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that leaked out with Avengers Doomsday packaging. So one of the other possibilities is that this could be a minor reshoot for Spider-Man Brand New Day, but because it's UK plates, UK car, that doesn't seem very likely. Like, I don't think that Spider-Man is going to travel to the UK during this movie. And it might be part of some sort of bonus material that they're doing for the movie or some marketing-related thing. There's a lot of stuff that they filmed that doesn't actually wind up in the regular movie itself that you sit down in theaters to actually watch. A little while ago, Robert Downey Jr. dropped his Easter holiday teaser, which threw some fire on the Spider-Man Doomsday theories.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
So zoom and enhance on all of his Easter eggs here in the picture. It's his version of Dr. Doom painting the Easter eggs. Notice his eyes are green to match his green coloring of his cape. Working around the eggs here, one of the biggest ones that most people are talking about here, the big revealing one, is Spider-Man's Easter egg. Notice the logo on it looks just like Tom Holland's brand new Spider-Man logo that we saw in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer just a little while ago. Confirming that Spider-Man is in a movie, or at least a Spider-Man is in a movie, but this might be misleading. The Spider-Man logo in particular might be misleading. It might be either Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man. Streets have been saying for the past year that Tobey Maguire is going to be the main Spider-Man of Doomsday because of something that happens at the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day that will cause his Spider-Man to go off with Sadie Sink's character and help her do something different. And that is supposed to explain why he is not on the main Avengers team during the core part of Avengers Doomsday while they're getting thrashed by Dr. Doom. And everybody seems to think that the Russos have substituted Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because it's a multiverse movie. They're bringing back the legacy characters, focusing on legacy characters. And he will be the bigger Spider-Man, the more prominent Spider-Man featured during Avengers Doomsday. Personally, I still want to stay in the Tobey Maguire conspiracy camp and this Robert Downey Jr. teaser being a misdirect, with them just trying to make us think that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be in Avengers Doomsday, when really it is going to be Tobey Maguire. But we will see. Hopefully we'll get some more teasers and confirmations on these. We'll find out by the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, the movie will explain what's happening with him at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday, whether he's around or not, or if he is busy on some side quest with Sadie Sink's new character. Then there were a lot of people that were confused. There are not two different X-Men Easter eggs on this. People are like, wait a minute, are they bringing the first class X-Men in addition to those classic X-Men too? The more prominent one in front is the X-Men for the classic X-Men team that we saw in the trailer. The blue one with the yellow lines over the red inside the logo isn't another X-Men logo. It's meant to be Doctor Strange's logo, confirming that he is in the movie. He's another big character that people had questions about because he was not part of Chairwatch, but he's such a big character and he was so central to the plot of Avengers 5 when it was meant to be Kang Dynasty with the version of Jonathan Majors Kang, and during the original version of Avengers 6 Secret Wars before the Russos were rehired to come back and do it and they rewrote that movie. Doctor Strange was also going to be a very big character during that as well, too.
Please, you think I haven't seen Dr. Ant in the Quantum Burst of Madness?
Working around some of these other Easter eggs too, there are actually Easter eggs buried in the actual eggs themselves, like some of them tell the story of what's happening with these characters during the actual movie. Zoom and enhance on the Avengers asterisk Easter egg. The reason why there's an asterisk in purple is because it's a reference to the Thunderbolts' new Avengers characters and Sam Wilson's new Avengers characters. The crack in the egg is a reference to the crack in the new Avengers, as well as the Sentry's broken mind, like the Void personality. Basically, things right now are not good with the Avengers, either Sam Wilson's new Avengers or with the Thunderbolts characters who also aren't completely 100%. Then there's a Fantastic Four Easter egg. The crossed out symbol on it is because he hates Reed Richards and took Franklin Richards. They'll also deal with this at the very beginning of the movie too, when the Fantastic Four meet all the other characters and they're chasing Doctor Doom, trying to get Franklin back. This is basically what that Thunderbolts post-credit scene was all about, them coming to the 616 universe at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday. But at least in the timeline of things that lead up to Avengers Doomsday, like if you're talking about the actual plot of Doomsday, that Fantastic Four post-credit scene where he shows up to get Franklin Richards is meant to be like the very beginning of the actual plot of Doomsday. So that scene takes place before the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Then another notable one, the Captain America egg, I think is for Chris Evans, with the shield bleeding, meant to be a reference to Doctor Doom coming for him during the movie, blaming him for some of the incursions on the basis that him staying in the past with Peggy Carter created an alternate branch timeline, also caused an incursion which destroyed Doctor Doom's universe. You remember they also kind of got into this phenomenon during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where they explained that jumping around in the timeline, jumping around to different universes, also led to incursions. One of the early reports we had about the movie is that they'd be using Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans characters in another Civil War type of vibe like they did during Captain America's Civil War, when they wanted you to sympathize with both of their characters without believing that either one was in the wrong, but putting them at odds with each other. And Avengers Doomsday, the Russos said, is meant to be more of a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame, building on the consequences of what they do during Endgame. So the big thing he does at the end of Endgame is go back to live with Peggy Carter in the past.
What happened? You mess with time, it tends to mess back. You'll see.
Supposedly now, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom blames Chris Evans' Captain America for the deaths of his wife and child because of an incursion that he believes that he caused when he came back to stay in the past. And part of his mission during the movie, Doctor Doom's mission, is to stop everyone else from either causing more incursions or get the people who did cause the incursions in the first place. That entire Chris Evans, Steve Rogers Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer they released is basically meant to be an additional post-credit scene for Avengers Endgame, explaining what he's been doing after he's been in the past for a while. Like, it's a little bit of a time jump after his first son has been born with Peggy Carter. So I think that's the idea with the bleeding shield on this egg, is that he's coming to try and kill Captain America, Steve Rogers. You also notice that there is a Loki Easter egg, there's a Thor one right in front of him, a Shang-Chi one in the front, there's a Black Panther one for Shuri's Black Panther, even though we believe there's going to be other Black Panthers that we'll meet during these next two movies. I also believe one of the subplots for the Black Panther lore, just in general in the MCU, is that they'll introduce this new T'Challa version of Black Panther at some point during the next two movies. Then we'll see more of him in Black Panther 3, because Ryan Coogler just spun up his production company to start making Black Panther 3. Then if it wasn't clear, the one in green with the yellow trident on it, that symbol is meant for Namor, who we saw during the Black Panther Avengers Doomsday trailer. Then if it wasn't clear, this other Easter egg in the background is not like a second Spider-Man Easter egg. There were some people that were confused about this. It's actually Ant-Man's Easter egg. Usually Ant-Man's biggest contribution, if you look back at Avengers Endgame, is the inclusion of Pym particles, the idea that he brings the Pym particles to the table. One of the other uses of the quantum realm is that you can use it to travel between realities, between the multiverse, because there's one quantum realm for the entire multiverse. But the really big reminder here is that all these characters that they're featuring in the Easter eggs here, Doctor Doom's Easter eggs, aren't the only characters in the movie. They're just meant to be the main characters of the movie that most of the plot focuses on. All the rest of the characters will really just be like background, or like 2 seconds and you'll miss them, like blink and you'll miss it kind of characters, or just in like a minute or two worth of scenes, which actually technically is a lot of time in big movies like this where there are billions of characters. But it seems like pretty much everybody's attention is going to be on Spider-Man this week for a number of reasons. Most of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer footage that leaked out is completely different from the last trailer, and it confirms a different subplot that involves Sadie Singh's character going completely off the rails. Still might be Jean Grey, but Jean Grey doing something very bad, like basically being like a minor antagonist to Spider-Man for part of the movie, and not clear why she's doing that, and why she's mind-controlling Hulk, turning him into Grey Hulk, and why she even wants to come after MJ, because Spider-Man takes MJ to the Punisher to protect her briefly. Marvel and Sony were supposed to release that big trailer the day the tickets were on sale, and that's supposed to be Wednesday this week. So what I'll do is I'll just wait till Wednesday to see whether or not they actually posted or they delayed and tried to work up a completely different trailer because it leaked out. They did that last time. Please Marvel, please Sony, do not delay the trailer, just give us the trailer. This happens all the time with Spider-Man trailers. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below and let me know what you think is going on with all this craziness. Whatever winds up happening, of course I will do all the videos for it. We will see how close the trailer they drop is to the version that leaked. That'll be interesting because the version that leaked had unfinished VFX. Everybody click here for that video. I'll update the link as soon as I post it, assuming that they do release it, and click here for all my other Avengers Doomsday videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.